Okay, looks like we're live. All right. Today we're going to do ourselves a little bit of programming. At the Houston PM, uh, we had some commentary about some of the auth code in tCMS, namely that it had guessable user IDs, which I didn't particularly find dangerous given I don't think I'm using them for anything other than indexes, but this is sort of one of those cases where it's like, I should know better, and in fact I do know better, and in the past I've always done an approach where it's like there are no unique user identifiers other than their username, which, I mean, you're going to have that no matter what, so get over it, right? Alright, well, without further ado, we'll start taking a look at this issue and should give you sort of an idea of Perl and SQLite. So let's dig right in. Let me sort of give us a little different backdrop here with tCMS. So, all right, so let's see here. Let me go ahead and adjust my tmux real quick. Okay, yeah, there we go. Now I don't have my other laptop connected either. So, okie dokie. So here's our schema for our auth table. We've got a little user table that has an integer primary key auto increment ID. So let's take a look at. So ID is what we are referencing as our primary key here. Is there any reason why I can't just do it based on name? That's a common idiom that is easy to fall back into, is to want to index based on numeric fields rather than on text fields, which the fact is there's no reason you can't index on text fields. It's just as fast. So at least in most cases. Let's see, user ACL. Yeah, I can just replace all instances where we're referring to IDs to names. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Where our session ID is going to stay that. Let's get rid of user ID. Make that into name. And the other question is, should I do an alter table update? No, not really, because I don't have adoption here. I'm just going to change the existing schema to be right and then do the updates manually on all the existing deployments. So, session is going to have now an index on username, which it already had, so that's good. I was at least indexing on the right thing, so I do not need the actual user ID at all. So username and session ID, session dot username equals user.name, and is the name unique? Yes. It must be text as well. Okay, and the name and user is also text not null unique, so that's good. That's what we want. And then user ACL, which needs to instead reference the username as well. Text not null. Not text name. Okay, so that should work now. Let's go ahead and update our existing stuff here. The easiest way to do that for my testing environment here. Okay, let's get rid of the zoom there. That was screwing up my tmux session. Okay, so let's delete the database and then go from there. I believe it is in /auth.db. Let's kill that sucker. So now we don't have any users, and we should be able to go from there. Let's go back into the edit session, make sure that nothing inside of the auth is actually referencing the ID. So session to user, name ID from sesh user, or session, and I believe the ID is actually the session token itself. Yes, it is. So we don't worry about that. And ACLs for user, instead of a user ID, we need a name, so that's definitely going to be a caller update there. So let's go ahead and just update that real quick. And let's specify some types there in the pod here. Set expectations properly, where username equals whatever. And then we're selecting the salt correctly. We're doing a select based on name. And so instead of ID, what I want now is name. And there we go. Instead of ID, I want name. To session. Username is. Yep. Okay, so that should be good there. Delete from session where username is in. Select name from user. I don't even need to do that query now, so that's even easier. Like that. Simplification is always good. And then user add. It's going to do the right thing because it's not worrying about any of that. Username and ACL. And so I don't need that anymore either. So it's just a simple insert. You know, sometimes when I read the code I wrote myself, it's like, what the hell was I thinking? This was literally a fifth wheel. It was not necessary at all to have an ID here. I, in fact, do know better. I just don't do better. Alright, let's see here. So we've got an ACL mapping table. Oh, yeah, who cares? I'm not going to have a large number of users. That's not my problem. Well, let me think. Actually, I might want to do that at some point whenever I make a fully SQLite data model, because that's sort of the next place I'm going to go, but that's not probably what I'm going to do today. Okie dokie. I think that is everything in there. Let's look at the callers here real quick. So we're going to be looking at auth. What are our callers here? So we have session to user, and user ID is going to be a string here. Let's change the names of these variables just to make it clear. That's what we're returning. And update that. Okay. Do we have any more? No, we don't. Okay, so that should be all the color updates we actually need to do. So theoretically this will work. Let's find out if that actually is the case. All right. So let's reload here. So let's go ahead and log in. Do we have, I'm not sure why it's not, oh, it's not going to do register because I actually need to delete some more files. Has users. Okay, so now if I reload the page, yeah, now I can register a user. Let's see if I had any more of those warnings. No such column ID. So I still failed to update something. Let's find out what it is. It's on line 33. Name. Don't need that. Sess user. Oh, so that's the user view. Okay. Yeah, so I just don't need the name, the ID at all. Select name. I don't need to return the ID. I just need to return the name. So that will be a color update as well. Okay. So yes, we will just get rid of that. It's a bigger color update than I thought, but not much. Okay, let's get rid of that. And yeah, that should be good. Okay, let's do active user instead. Okay, so we've got our ACLs. We're good to go there. Now let's update documentation. Return string. To a username. Okay. Okay, I can probably turn that into one line. Maybe I should golf this. Nah, I don't want to turn into a ternary. It's just going to make it into a longer line. Okay, so let's see here. That theoretically should work. All right. Start the server. Reload the page. Can still register. Let's get ourselves in. Looks like we had no warnings. Good deal. Okay, let's log out. Log back in. Okay, looks like I've done it right. Alright, well, wasn't that easy. Alright, let's get all this committed down. Take a look at the diff, see that things still look right. Um, Okay, so let me make sure that the ACL's bits are still working right. Let's take a look here and make sure we don't get any warnings when we're doing any of this. Okay, head over here to news. Okay, good, we have tags. Let's take a look at the ACLs we have. Looks like we're listing ACLs correctly, and we don't have any warnings. So, I think I done it right. Alright, let's go back here and take a quick look at the diff again. This is looking pretty fine to me. I don't think I have to do anything else special. Okay, so let's commit it down. Okay, yep, those are the files I edited. Let's do fix number, what was it? 128? Oh, I like that number. It's a good one. Okay. Okay. And that should now show as fixed right over here. Cool. Cool deal. Okay, so now I need to think about what issue I want to hit next. Grab myself a quick drink here. Okay. So we have a few bugs. We have, other than that, this is sort of, I think, what I'm most interested right now in. But, you know, I don't know, this might be good enough for a stream today. Yeah, unifying post types. Okay, so that sounds like what I'll do for my next stream. That may or may not be today, but I'm going to take a quick break, and if I feel like hitting this issue, I will do that here in about 10 minutes or so. All right, been a good stream. Sayonara.